Hello and welcome to World Truth Radio with Michael and Keenan. This is Keenan, I'm your host today, and I want to talk about revolution. Basically, I have my idea of how revolution gets started at the micro and macro level, and I want to talk about, in each segment that I do, in each series, different ways that revolutions can be started by different factors and great things that are going on today in the world that are causing revolutions. Revolutions for the better, and peaceful revolutions, of course, not through violence but through better production means and better technology a lot of times, and also through more transparency and better security when it's needed. But, we want to get the truth out there, Michael and I, so we are going to highlight the technologies and factors that can actually make a difference today. And today I'm going to focus in on Bitcoin and blockchain technologies for their ways of revolutionizing currency and also data collection itself. So blockchain is the technology behind Bitcoin. And just a simple explanation so I can actually get it understood by anyone would be that it permanently records all transactions on computers. So, computers are used for financial data, but that data is not necessarily secure. It can be copied completely and it can be destroyed completely. But blockchain is something that was developed that actually permanently records onto a hard drive the information of a financial ledger, and that is used for Bitcoin currently. And that technology decentralizes currency and also creates transparency and added security. Now, that technology can be adapted to many different uses, which is great. Don Tapscott, in his book Blockchain Revolution, actually explains that this technology can be adapted for various uses such as contracts, to decentralize other services and transactions. Anything that has a record that is written down, you can use blockchain to add security and transparency to it. And the ledger that is permanently stored, is used in various ways. Basically, the ledger is constantly managed and double-checked for accuracy, and it records every transaction. It records all past transactions and adds the new one to that hard drive, that burned drive that's going to be permanent. And the ledger is actually something that grows by recording the initial transaction, the initial state, and then when a transaction happens, it records the new transaction in a series and all prior transactions. So all the data is there permanently. And with Bitcoin, it is also stored on millions of computers around the world, so you can double check and make sure all the ledgers are correct, and it's also stored permanently on those computers, so it can't be tampered with. This adds security, so it should be hack-proof, and of course there's always people monitoring the data, and a great network of people that are making sure it's not tampered with. You would have to change millions of computers all around the world, and it's just not going to happen to break into it. But basically it also adds transparency because there are all the transactions. And of course the body that monitors and administers the ledger can look at all transactions, and there's not going to be duplicitous trading. There's not going to be trades that don't get recorded. And that is a problem with central banks right now even. You look at the 2008 crash, and that has been said to possibly have been because of naked short sales. That in the stock market, where you could anonymously purchase stock, and then in 2008, those stocks were reneged and just crashed the system by someone purposely buying millions of stocks in the dead of night anonymously, and then just canceling those transactions before the next day. So that's what some of what led to the crash of mortgages in 2008. But of course, the mortgages were also bad, so it pushed it over the edge. So blockchain could be used for stock markets. I mean, you look at the uses. It's permanently stored. It's a better way to use data on computers for ledgers, and that's what many believe will cause a revolution in those systems. Blockchain technologies, if you haven't heard about them. And that's what I want to talk about throughout this series, is things that cause revolution. And I believe the real heart of why they cause revolutions is that they decentralize the system and also help it perform better. If you want a revolution, you want it in the hands of everyone, and a system that is going to decentralize performance and also compete and perform better. It's a better technology, blockchain, and it also decentralizes everything from the system and allows many people to compete for the best performance. So revolution is often caused by disrupting centralization for the better. And also it is the overarching idea of voluntarism, that if the world is voluntary, then people can compete and come up with the best answers. So basically each series that I do will be about something that disrupts centralization, performs better as an alternative, and promotes voluntarism and libertarianism. So that's my talk for today, and I hope you really enjoyed it. And do your own research. Always do your own research for the truth. Thank you. This is Keenan Dunham, and my co-host is Michael. Thank you.